Alright, I think we're good to go. So, next deck of the day, Spider Burn, also known as Fearsome Burn. This is a deck that's been, it was considered one of the better aggressive decks in the format for a time, not too long ago. It has since fallen off a little bit, but I still think it's pretty reasonable. So I thought it's been a while since we played it, and our daily challenge today has to do with attacking with spiders, although our last deck almost somehow filled that, even though we only had one spider in our deck. But hey, it is what it is. So I figured it was a sign, jump back on an archetype that was one of my first that I used when I started getting into this game to kind of climb up through the ranks and earn some rewards. This deck looks a lot different than it did back then now that I have a more complete collection. So for those who don't know, the basic idea of this deck, it's kind of we're running a set of fearsome units with fearsome. Fearsome is a keyword that says these units can only be blocked by enemies with power 3 or greater, so it's a kind of a form of evasion. So it lets us push damage in the early games when typically our opponents are only playing units with the low amount of power. So we're trying to, idea of the deck is we're pushing damage with our fearsome units in the early game and then closing out games using our various burn effects in the mid to late game. Things like, you know, we have Legion Saboteurs and Imperial Demolitionists to deal a little bit of damage, but then we have bigger things like Noxian Fervors and of course Decimates to close games out. I'm running some copies of Crowd Favorites in the deck because oftentimes this deck it's pretty good at going wide between things like House Spider and at least creating Spiderlings, so Crowd Favorites a way for us to go tall as well and create this like big overwhelm threat that we can get consistent damage with, either, you know, over one or two turns. And then on the top end we have this one of Captain Pharaon. He's just a really big beefy powerhouse of a card. Typically, if games are going this long and you're throwing down a Captain Pharaon, the game's ending one way or the other. Either your opponent's stopping you, or your Captain Pharaon's running them down, either by doing massive amounts of damage with his overwhelm, you know, big body overwhelm, or the decimates that he creates in hand. So yeah, just yeah, nothing more to say about that, I guess. We'll just pop into some games to see how we do. There's definitely a lot of different ways that decks like this can be built, but this is kind of the list that I've landed on for the time being, so we'll see how we do. In fact, why don't we jump in the ranked queue, because I feel like the deck is probably consistent enough to do well in ranked. Could be wrong. In-game update is available. Oops. Well, I guess we're updating the game then. Hopefully this is not a long update. For those watching this on YouTube later, feel free to skip ahead. Of course. But I don't want to redo that whole intro, and I'm too lazy to edit, so sorry, you're gonna have to deal with this little bit of downtime. While this is happening, let me go, I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. What is this all about? Reach the highest ranks by the end of the season to automatically qualify, or be one of the first 324 players to complete the last chance gauntlet. That sounds like too much work. Actually, it's something I might actually consider doing in sometime in the future. So, where were we? We're gonna try to climb with Spider Burn. Spider Burn, Spider Burn. I think I like these two, but I'll throw the others back. I'm looking for a one drop rather. Didn't get it, but
it's Raven time.
I think we want to just go wide ourselves here. Actually might take this hit. Considering we have an Elise in hand, we'd like to get up to 3 spiders.
There's nothing to fear.
See what they play here. They could definitely play a Draven, which is fine.
Me too, kiddo. Me too.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
I gotta work with this joker.
Noxian strength.
I think I'd rather just level Elise here, right? I could block with one thing and then play this to go extra wide. That could be fine. I don't want to block here because I could just discard something to Draven and then he'll die. Could also just kill Draven. Might be this. This might be the line. No, wait, then we won't level up. We don't have enough mana. Deal a little bit of damage to this. Maybe we finish it off with something next round.
So young. You'll serve me one way or another. Let me change into something more comfortable.
Do we want to just play out more spiders? I think so. I think we do.
I stand for Noxus.
Want to try
I
to
gotta work with this joker.
take out their stuff. Okay. Honestly, probably want to take out like a lot of their things. Nah, we can always just block.
One of us dies.
Okay, cool.
objectives. Make the Empire proud.
I guess I don't have to do that this turn. Okay.
War Mason, reporting for duty. For the glory of Noxus.
Blood glory!
Routes closed.
Would really like a Captain Faron. Or like a Doom Beast.
Just you and me, Fishbones.
Tossing Shadows into Doom Beast is nice.
I'm on the verge of something. Immerse yourself in the unknown.
Good chance we're just dead. I don't know whether we can beat a level Jinx where we don't have enough reach, I don't think. This is 6. But we're probably dead to their attacks next turn.
Anything else? Stick your lip out and give 'em
Oh yeah, super damage. We'll take a draw step here, but I don't think, yeah.
anything else?
They always have the augmented experimenter. Okay, I don't know why we're doing this again. Runeterra, I thought we'd gotten past this. Oh, I was like half paying attention. I thought this was a the fearsome spider. I just was kind of looking in the corner of my eye. I would have probably thrown this back as well. Just looking for, yeah.
Whoa, don't eat that!
Oh well. Yeah, you. That's what I thought I drew. Okay. With that, do I want to play the spider? So I can trade with their thing. Because we're not going to be able to get through the fearsome anyway. Pix is not that. I guess we can trade with the Pix and then like eat it for free and then do a bunch of other stuff. Let's see if they want to.
You're so hungry! Would you get too close?
And then, yeah, I'll just take 5. Because then next turn I can go Arachnoid Horror into Stygian Onlooker. Yeah.
Wow, I made a familiar. Oh, whoa, behave! Who's a hungry little munchkin?
I think I'm fine throwing this here because if they want to eat it with the Lulu, I think that's going to be good for us overall.
Get him, Pix!
Okay.
Let's use all the friends glow.
Yeah, I'll just keep taking the hits here. Fine with that. Let's start with you.
I pull the strings.
I think I want to pass, though. We have something to use the spell mana on, but we want something to trigger the
Now you've gone and upset it.
Doom Beasts. Same thing for next round. We're just gonna play this into this.
Suffer long.
Oh, do they have Judgment? Oh, they have that. I don't care about that.
Yeah, he bites. Nosy dewdrop.
Going down to 2. Sure.
Would you get too close?
Their regions don't have a lot of healing. And further still, I don't think their archetype tends to play at healing, so I think
Whoa, dizzy.
we got this.
And here we see the rarely seen Pix. She's super cute. Yeah!
Just gonna block like this. Obviously, like they have to play something not to lose their Lulu here. Trading the 1/1 for 7 points to save 7 points of damage is fine, I think. Remember when I said they don't typically run life gain? Of course, this is the player that is. We should still be okay.
Remember the objectives.
I don't think we can beat a second one of those, but we could probably beat the first. What's better, doing this or opening on attacks? I think I like playing all our stuff out. We have exactly enough resources to play everything here. I don't really care about this.
Pix makes perfect. These woods protect their own.
Okay. I cared about... Why wouldn't you at least try to block with the Lulu? Because they know they're just dead.
Oh, don't get too close. Nature blesses her followers.
You need new voice lines. Stop saying that for everything. Okay. Looks like stock mobilytics. Whatchamacallit? Aggro. Discard aggro. Kind of like the 2-3. But I also want to get aggressive ourselves. I like blockers. What do we think? We're attacking on odd? I think I'm supposed to throw back both of these, possibly.
The sunbrock got me good.
For a second there, it looked like she had the Shadow Isles region. Is that like a weird graphical bug? Probably see them attack with just the 2-2. Nope. So that means they have crowd favorite in hand. Which means I want to go wide. So... because I want to play a crowd favorite of my own. So we'll play the fearsome units out and see if we can push damage.
Oh man.
And then play a crowd favorite after they do. They're gonna have a big one, but at least we'll have something. Then we have skitterers that can like really do stuff the next turn. Ooh, plus Elise. Not bad. So they're gonna have a 7-6 overwhelm. Ours will be what? A 6-5? Oh, it's just a Draven.
Me too, kiddo. Me too.
So now the question is, if they swing with Draven, am I blocking? Well, now I don't need to.
Fate brings us together!
I take 4 more damage if they have vision here. If they don't have vision... If they have vision, I'll be sad I didn't block with these. But I think this is fine. Maybe that's not entirely true. They have double vision. But I was gonna say, like, the frenzied skitterers will let us push damage through.
Boarding it.
Start with
I know what lurks in the shadows.
Hurry and sneaky. I like it.
Glory!
This is gonna hurt for you. Time for the moneymakers.
Does he do this?
axe, discard axe. Going down to 4, yep. pretty good final card to have.
Time for the main event.
Now the question is, do I Frenzied Skitterer if they don't open attacks?
Autographs after the fight, kid.
Autographs after. Oh god.
Now that we have the crowd favorite, that changes things a little bit. I kind of want to play all these out and then crowd favorite on our next turn. Which means, if that's true, then that means I should do this to, like, make their turn worse.
I stand for Noxus!
I gotta work with this joker.
For the Empire. For the glory of Noxus.
Noxian strength!
So
Routes
I don't want to die to a get excited, so I think we'll do this.
Explosives primed.
I guess we could have thrown away something to block a little bit of damage. More damage, huh? There's nothing they can do in response that kills us, right?
The people are my strength!
I should have
Where'd you
just
get
played
your
this.
title? They do refunds?
If I fall, so be it! You must get by these first!
can't spoil the surprise.
Got an axe with your name on it. Now we're cooking.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, we don't need to watch this whole thing. I wanted to kill with the crowd favorite because it was the more fun way to win than with Decimate. Yeah, I kind of like all of this. See if we can get some value off of Elise here.
There's nothing to fear. Hush now. Fortune favors the bold. They grow up so fast.
They have to play something else to save their misfortune here, which I'm fine with.
Love ya.
My little dear. My true beauty is beneath the skin.
I've never heard that quote voice line before. That's interesting.
Actually here. I won't back down.
Wow. Just the stone perfect hand for our opponent, even though we have the nuts. That is so frustrating.
Break their spirits and their
That is
souls.
so frustrating.
Hardly fair.
Mwah.
They're definitely on the back foot though, so
My kind of party.
Whoa! Hey!
now watch they have Judgment in their
Please, we'll
deck
not take
because why not?
War Mason, reporting for duty.
Do poros nibble or do they munch? That's the real question. I think I like A Stalking Shadows we'll keep here. Not really sure how this matchup goes. I would assume it's bad for us. I don't know. If we could get like a crazy spider start like we did last game, it's probably fine, but that's probably true of most decks. Like the start that we got the previous game is just really good. These decks tend to do nothing their first few turns though, so maybe if he's just banking spell mana, we can get a lot of value off of
In position.
out of a unit like this, for example. This might be okay as well.
Save your worlds. We speak with blades. Strike crit en garde. Try me.
Yeah, that's frustrating. I was gonna say, even if they have something like Elixir of Iron, we're gonna be able to get around. We're gonna be able to play around that with this Noxian Fervor. But yeah, no such luck now. So I don't know. How are we winning now? Doom Beasting a bunch? I don't think that really does it.
Such unrefined style.
think we gotta go for her instead of the Nexus. We're too far off. We need to make sure that this can't that we like threaten to kill her with more stuff like that. Although their archetype has so many things like heal damaged ally, like get X. What is that one? +3/+3 to damaged allies, stuff like that. Just...
Too easy.
Yep. Forgot that that was a ephemeral. We were dead as soon as they played that tough card. Yeah, that deck is particularly good against go wide aggressive decks like what we're doing, obviously, because our plan is to kill with a lot of small units. And, you know, when they toughen up their Fiora like that, we just do no damage to her, so she can just kind of freely kill our stuff without worry. Not good. A Twisted Fate deep deck. So definitely going to be decent against us, I would assume. We have a lot of X1s that their Twisted Fate's going to kill. They also have a lot of deal one, drain one kind of style effects. Should be good against us. So I think it's just going to really come down to the draws. Like if we can get off to a good start and then find the burning half of our deck, then we'll do well. If he attacks, I'm definitely not taking the block because that would signify Vile Feast in hand, which they could indeed have. With that as a draw, I think I want to go Arachnid Core into Stygian Onlooker. So they want to block the 4/1. I'll put it first. They'll probably just block the 3/2. Take some damage, heal it up. I think this is fine overall. That was one of their better plays that they could have had that game, and I was hoping we would be able to dodge it, but no such luck. I'm assuming we're going to see Twisted Fate red card, kill our stuff. If not, then I'm just going to pass. I think we just swing then. Plus Vile Feast, sure. Those are some really bad hits. Wow, those are all really, really bad. I guess we take the pets because we can play 2 of them on the same round as a Frenzied Skitterer and make them 3/1 fearsomes. I think I have to do this to like just be resource efficient. I don't want to play this out without getting value, and I don't want to play any of these out first. I'll just die to her trigger. Okay, that's not awful, I suppose.
I'm always up for a round or two. Soak it in.
Sure. Thought he might save that as a kind of a removal, but now that we know that he has that, I think our next turn where we want to go Precious Pet, Frenzied Skitterer is going to be pretty good. In theory.
For the Empire. For the glory of Noxus.
Explosives.
Now, obviously, you could have another Withering Whale, but we just kind of have to hope that they don't have it. I suppose we could double Frenzied Skitterer now instead. Do we want to play the Ephemeral one first in anticipation of that?
My little dear.
Let's see what they do first. Yeah, that's not a good sign.
You must suffer long.
If they have it, they should have just played it post-combat because this wouldn't have gotten its trigger. Or pre-combat, excuse me. Opponent made a mistake, but they're still going to get rewarded because they just have a really good draw against what we're doing. They're fine. Can we avoid another one? And maybe these will push through some damage. We're just going to pass our turn here. We got them pretty low, though. We could still win if we run off some burn.
Vessel small, but she ain't lacking courage.
Or, you know, the Captain Pharaon would be nice.
Set the hooks!
That's not the Pharaon I wanted for Christmas.
No one's the wiser.
So we'll just play everything out, swing, hope it plus our top deck next round is good enough to win us the game. I think our chances of winning at this point are just low enough that it's not worth wasting our time trying to see if we can get a top deck that'll do it. I think I like these. Probably throw that back looking for a 1-drop. Is it wrong to keep a Frenzied Skitterer? that's technically a 1-drop. It's technically what I asked for.
That egg, did it move? I must get out of here.
Come closer. I don't bite.
I could play their Lucian, I suppose, and then we could offer the trade. I could do that. Don't really want to trade. I think I'll pass. I think we can take our time a little bit here.
We shall pierce their treasonous hearts.
Now I feel like I want to play Skitterer like defensively. Not really sure it's that great though. I'll do this and see what they do. This means they can't attack with Callista at least, right? Because this can block her. What's the plan here? Am I even supposed to swing? I mean, I have to imagine I have to. We're not winning the game if I'm
Sentinels
not.
of light don't fear the dark.
See what they're willing to give up. And then play this to gain 2 spiders and potentially level up Elise, but at the very least we just get blockers.
Let me change into something more comfortable.
We'll see what they're up to. Callista's definitely scary because we don't really have ways to
Making the
block
dead
her.
deader.
War Mason, reporting for duty. For the glory of Noxus.
Treachery ends now. It is not yet your time.
Not you, you. Then again, the spiders are challengers, so I probably want to just throw
Routes
these away.
closed.
Then we can play this and this. Well, we don't have room, I suppose, but... feel great, but it's what we got. Sure.
How'd you beat me here?
A lady has her secrets.
So if we can survive next turn, we can Pharaon and win the game. So I think I want to play out the blockers to make that more likely. Problem is he gets to rally. Oh no, it's not leveled up yet. But he could level it up and then rally with it in the same turn, which is scary. I don't know, we'll see.
Show them what we're made of.
Sure.
I salute you.
Opponents had some really good top decks. Or their leftovers, I should say, are really good. We don't know if they're top decks necessarily, but...
There is no yet to do.
You must get by these first.
Why are you leveled? Oh, yeah, you will eventually level up, sure. Am I supposed to block this because if they have a way to like rapidly level up Lucian, we could just die to that? Oh yeah, right. That's why, because she revived this. I guess if they have rally, we're just dead too. Both teams tried their hardest. So if they don't have a rally here, we can Captain Farn and potentially kill them next turn. They do have a rally. We just lose. I suppose they could also have things like Atrocity.
Stand for what's right.
Somehow we got through that. Alright, we'll do one more with this. At least one more. We're just under an hour right now with this deck. Might be one or two more depending on how long it takes us to get through this match. Kind of like Stalking Shadows, but I also wouldn't mind a 1-drop, although we are attacking on even, so maybe it's not super important. Because I'm probably playing... Yeah, well now I'm going to try to play the Elise and attack with it, but if we didn't have her, I definitely would have played House Spider.
I know what lurks in the shadows.
See what you got.
Unyielding light.
No need to attack into that. If they don't open on attacks, we'll play House Spider. Okay. Now we're just playing, I suppose. Gonna attempt to play this, see what they do.
Fire and fury.
Play something big like
burn me.
that. Just attack with everything and then play Elise's Crawling Sensation afterwards, I think. I think that's fine.
I smell fear.
They could have something like a
Nest. Hatch. Feed.
could have, I guess, single combat and just like trade these off to prevent us from leveling, but I don't think they're.
Let me change into something more.
I don't think they need to be that aggressive. With
Prove your worth, Severos.
okay, well, that's obviously eating the Elise, so I should get quote value from her by doing this, I suppose.
War Mason, reporting for duty.
Then we could play the Doom Beast after. Maybe this means they can't attack with Elise. They're just gonna try to single combat, so I don't get this trigger. Okay, cool. Sure. Okay, that's very telling that they don't have. Is there any reason why I want to?
Now I take to the sky.
Right, if that was leveling up, they could have just attacked, I suppose. Nah, I guess this would have killed it. Actually going to start with
Strike
this.
their foundations.
Just full swing. 'Cause if they want to eat these two and take this, that's fine. A leveled Shyvana is just gonna make this really difficult for us. We need to like try to push damage now or never kind of thing. Captain Fr- that actually might be the draw. Wow, they didn't have a lot of mana to spend, huh? They're stalking shit. I'm okay with that. This is reach, so I guess I'll take her.
For the Empire.
Definitely blocking this turn, so we'll just plan to do that.
For the glory of Noxus. Your path ends here.
Because I'm fine taking 7.
I have my orders.
This will probably encourage them to use this. Okay. If I do it here, they're almost certainly going to use that. Am I just supposed to end the round so they don't get value off of that? Kind of losing a lot of mana though. don't think does it really matter? Let's do this. Now they'll use it on this. That's fine. We'll have a Captain Pharaon.
Not an escape. Damn it.
They could concerted strike here, I suppose. I'm actually not going to swing with these because I don't want to just accidentally die. Oh, come on. They're playing Radiant Guardian too?
Banish the unworthy.
Now our Captain Pharaon doesn't even really do damage. I guess we can challenge the big thing out of the way.
The dragon awakens.
Remember the objectives.
They need to draw something that can strike with this Radiant Guardian so that they don't die to a single decimate, but then they're dead to the second one. So my hopes is that they just don't have more than one.
You for the many.
My guess is that our opponent is stalling because they don't have one in hand and they know that even if they draw one, they can't win. I don't know. Yeah, I think our opponent's being a little salty here. They could have just disconnected too, or someone could be at their door, who knows. I shouldn't assume they're being salty. They're not necessarily BMing, they're just... We got there. Cool. Well, that's going to do it for me today. Thanks for everyone who stopped by. You can check out any games that you may have missed on my YouTube channel as always, and we'll be back tomorrow for some more Runeterra. What to say about this deck before we go out? I don't know. I mean, it's pretty straightforward deck. I think there are definitely a little bit of tweaks and changes you can make to it if you wanted it to be more consistent. I think one of the oddball inclusions that I have in my deck is the crowd favorite. Most Fearsome Burn or Spider Burn decks aren't including it. And for good reason. Like, I mean, it's like really bad against the sweeper decks, right? Because like they just kill all your X1s and these things just end up being very expensive bad cards in that case. Because we are only running one champion, you could substitute these maybe for like some Callistas if you felt like you weren't consistently getting these guys to be like 5/4s or better. that would be my suggestion for a change. And I'm trying to think of what else other decks are usually running. That's like the main thing. That's like the main change that I would consider if you were finding these crowd favorites were too often just too small. But yeah, with that, I think we'll call it a day. Thanks again, everyone, for checking out. We'll catch you next time.